Have you ever wondered what it means to be brave? One of the fondest and earliest memories of bravery I have was a single moment I had with my father. The year was 1973, and we were sitting on a porch in front of our house, and over to the right were three children about my age. My father looked at me and said, "Go over there and say hello and introduce yourself by your name." Being somewhat shy and mischievous at the time, I looked at my father and said, "No." With kind eyes and a loving voice, he said, "Son, always be the first one to say hello. That way you'll always have friends and feel a sense of community." And I learned that random acts of kindness and friendship towards others equals bravery. Less than 1 year later, in the middle of a 2-year battle with stomach cancer, I heard my father speak a different set of words, and this time to his father. "I'm not afraid of dying," he said. "I'm worried about what will happen to my family." And I learned that selfless love and courage equals bravery. My older sister Shamim has a special place in our hearts. Kind, loving, forgiving, compassionate. I often refer to her as a loving soul for all generations. In 2007, she received a call from her doctors. An inoperable stage 4 tumor found in her brain. I was in the room with her when the doctors pronounced in what appeared to be a cold and discompassionate tone, "You've got less than 12 months. Tears began to flow from her eyes, and her body began to tremble in fear, and I wanted to be brave. She was my big sister, my pillar of strength throughout my life, and the only emotions that I could muster in that single moment was anger and disbelief. Anger at the doctors and anger at the world. Not again, not again! I struggled to find the courage that my father taught me to tell her to visualize, see it, feel it, and say it going away, I would tell her. See those beautiful flowers people have brought you, see how the sunlight and energy give them life. That's our love and energy healing you. You have to believe it. You have to believe it, I pleaded with her. Her last words to me, "I don't think I'm getting better." My anger at the world turned into tears of sorrow. And in my deeper sorrow, I realized too late how profound my love for her was. And I learned that to be brave means to be vulnerable enough to express the emotions of love we have for others, no matter how uncomfortable or inconvenient it may make us feel. My older brother, Salim, had the will of a tiger. Fiercely competitive and stubborn as an ass. Have you ever met someone you felt so proud of in one instant and the next day you wanted to punch him right in the face? Or maybe that was just our definition of brotherly love. His sense of humor was sharp and cunning. At the age of 10 years old, he convinced me that if I sat on an Easter egg long enough, I could give birth to my own Easter bunny. He had the crazy idea that he could take a $5,000 loan from our mother and start a business promoting Tony Robbins. People told him he was crazy. Go back to school, get a real job, they professed. 20 years later, he stood side by side with former President Bill Clinton, Maya Angelou, and Tony Robbins, and together they changed the lives of hundreds of thousands. When the pandemic hit, he fought valiantly to keep his business afloat. And just when he was about to announce his triumphant return to the world, the effects of long-haul COVID caught up with him, and the universe called him to a different journey to rejoin my father and sister. And once again, I found myself saying, "Not again." I did learn from his example the power of setting goals and pursuing one's vision, no matter what other people say, no matter what life throws at us, because that is how people will remember us. As I look back at the lives of these beautiful souls, I now realize that to be brave means to find one's courage to live the special moments life has to offer, to extend one's hand in friendship where none ever existed before, to explore the depths and beauty of family love and then struggle to understand the meaning during its loss, to never, ever, ever lose hope, but understand there will be a time to say goodbye. And to explore and experience one's emotions at the deepest level so that one day others may also know what it means to be brave. Thank you.